a lie. Stop and think. Maybe you're the bad guy. You say it's me, but why? You think that I wanna let you go. Well, look at me and your ass and bones. I wish that I knew what was wrong. Could it be you that's wrong? Yeah. You tell me I don't know what I do. More harm than good. Each time I look at you, you turn to stone like I'm a Medusa. Need my eyes all out before we both break down. 'Cause I'm Medusa, Medusa. Is this what I've been waiting for? Cause I'm feeling a little too comfortable. And I think it might be the perfect time. Yeah, to have a taste of my own advice. From places I've never been, in colors I've never seen. From places I've never been, in colors I've never seen. Colors that 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 I've never seen. Is this what I was hoping for? To live by my uncertainty principles. 'Cause I think it might be the perfect time. Yeah, to let my head and my heart decide. From places I've never been, in colors I've never seen. From places I've never been, in colors I've never seen. Colors that I've never seen. Colors that I've never seen. that spills out of the dark, locked up behind your lips. It's blooming out of nothing but a thought, like secrets that slowly slip. Shadow in the spotlight, no stars inside, chasing the daylight. If you don't care, I don't care. We're out after midnight. You're glowing like the writing on the wall. I finally meet you again. We're slowing down under the moon, painted trails where we've been. Shadow in the spotlight, no stars inside, chasing the daylight. If you don't care, I don't care. We're out after midnight. We're out after
To walk alone in amongst the strangers, as I float along, ghost upon a hill. None of this is real, I'm waiting for the sun to come up. I'm anonymous, feel as if I'm sleeping under. Open my eyes. It's blue.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's Boise State Esports broadcast. We are coming to you live from the Game Pants Esports Arena in downtown Boise, Idaho. Today we have 3 consecutive games of Boise State versus Wyoming. This is a very exciting night because unlike most matches, we have Wyoming in the arena with us to face off against the Broncos. It's going to be a very exciting night, and joining me on this first game of Rocket League to call the action, I've got Peyton Wayton Wilkin with us, a familiar sight to those of you who follow Rocket League with Boise State, as he's one of our players. It's great to have you with us here, Wayton.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, the way we want to frame this is that Wyoming has done what a lot of teams don't do, and they've actually physically traveled here all the way from Laramie.
Yeah.
In a way, they have traveled all this way, all these miles, to face us on our own turf, our own blue turf up on the stage. And they're an esports team that has come a long way. They've recruited a lot of high talent, and if anything, they've come all this way to kind of flex their muscle for us. Boise State, already an established esports team with a lot to prove. What are you looking forward to tonight in Wyoming versus Boise State?
So yeah, I'm pretty interested in. I actually got the chance to talk with the players beforehand, and I heard that Wyoming last year their team just wasn't as good, but this year they've got like a whole new roster and everything, like for Rocket League. So it'd be interesting to see. It's like the same school but whole new players. So it'd be interesting to see how it works out.
Well, in contrast to Wyoming, which we have a fairly new team with a lot of new talent, Boise State, we've already been with this team the whole season. Not the least of which was what we saw yesterday in their playoffs. We are going to see Doc's keys to the game here very fast. We are going to see, before we start the game, his main keys and notes to the players is to have great passing, disrupt Wyoming's rotations, punish their double commits, and position themselves to follow up. Those are key Rocket League tips. Doc's tips for the game brought to you by Boise State, where you can choose from more than 200 areas of study, and you have the chance to combine minors, certificates, internships, hands-on research, work opportunities, and more. To make your educational experience unique, visit boisestate.edu for more info. And speaking of Boise State, we can talk about their Rocket League team, who had a very tough match last night in the NACE Rocket League playoffs. Bring us up to speed on what we saw last night, Wayton.
Yeah, so last night was a big day for Rocket League. We saw Boise State going up against Shawnee Esports, and then if they had won that, then they would have gone to another series to play for a chance to get into LAN and go to Atlanta and play Rocket League at a LAN tournament. So it was a big deal. Unfortunately, Boise State did lose that match, but they're going to refresh here today as they're going strong into this first match.
Yeah, we're going to see how they can refresh, as we have just gotten into the game, and a demo on Cosmo Buster is going to give Wyoming right off the bat a little bit of offensive pressure, although it is staying on their side. No one really making a move for the ball right now. We see OC pushing the ball toward the corner. A pass to Umbreon. LC Croro is going to deflect that, although it goes toward Boise State's goal. Ace Pocket has a great hit back right there to Cosmo Buster with the assist. Almost on goal, but a save by OC. And Nebula gets demoed by Boise State. Can they turn that demo into some sort of play here? We're going to see as LC Croro goes up the side. Cosmo Buster looking for the assist, but it gets knocked back. Ace Pocket is right there with the follow-up over to Wyoming's quarter. Right now, no go for Boise State, but they are keeping up a lot of offensive pressure as Wyoming might be able to get their clear here. It's currently in the center. OC right over Boise State. Now Wyoming is going to look their play here unless LC Crow can get a good redirect here. Follow to Cosmo Buster. A shot off the crossbar. Follow up by Ace Pocket. Almost to the goal right off the right side. Still no go for Boise State, but I'm liking what I'm seeing here so far. Maybe here. Nope. That's going to be deflected as well. But waiting, Boise State has so much offensive pressure. I'm loving what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, we can see Boise State already pulling out their signature passing plays. We didn't see much of this last night. It seemed like they were miscommunicating a lot, but it seems like a whole new team today so far.
It seems like a whole new team, but also something that can make it look like they're miscommunicating is the defense. Both team almost a shot there on goal, but LC Crow is going to be able to save that. Nebula is going to follow up off the crossbar, not quite sealing it for Wyoming, but Umbreon's going to try to keep the play going. Ace Pocket hits it back. He gets credited with the save. OC knocks it up, trying to follow up, and Nebula isn't going to get the goal, but is going to demo Cosmo Buster. And Nebula tosses it to the right. It goes to the right field and right corner. OC looking to knock it around the corner in front of the goal. No goal there, but Umbreon is following up. And much like Boise State, I am liking the rotations we're seeing from Wyoming as well. They are being there for each other. LC Crow with the shot on goal. Gets ejected by Cosmo Buster almost with a third follow-up. We've seen that third follow-up so many times from Boise State. And Boise State certainly came here to play. but Wyoming's defense has been good enough to stop these goals. Almost Boise State's defense off the crossbar. You can barely say 2 words without another play being made. Cosmo Buster is going to go to the ball hoping to clear this out. And Wayton, what do you think is missing so far for Boise State that's not allowing them to get those goals?
I think that from what I've seen on offense so far, they're very collected, very strong, putting on a lot of shots. They almost scored a few times on Wyoming, but once they get on defense, it seems like they panic a little bit. They're miscommunicating a little bit more. So if I'm Boise State right now, I want to keep it on the opponent's half for as long as possible to avoid making defensive mistakes.
Ace Pocket tried to contest that ball, but OC beat him to it. One thing we also want to concentrate on is the boost management that has been a key for Boise State. Cosmo Buster with the shot on goal, and OC is going to hit it away, get credited with the save. Umbreon is going to get the dunk there on Boise State, hit it back to the center of the arena, but Boise State is following up so much with its offense. Cosmo Buster with the first goal, 1 minute, 51 seconds left. Goal 1 for Boise State. You can see some great teamwork here. Cosmo Buster, LC Curl, and right over Wyoming for that first goal.
Yeah, we just see Boise State. They had so many passing plays throughout that first 3 minutes of the game, and it finally comes together in that final play. I'm surprised it took them that long to score with how much pressure they were putting on, but Wyoming, their defense just seemed just barely hanging on there for so long.
Yeah, defense certainly can make a lot of plays, but offense is what wins you those goals. And Wyoming certainly trying for offense, almost off the crossbar there, but no one there to follow it up. Now Boise State's going to have a chance to clear it up unless a Nebula trying to keep the play alive. It's going to go down in front of the goal. Here comes the follow-up from OC, misses. Now Ace Pocket, Umbreon keeps it alive, but now I don't know if anyone's going to be there to follow up for Wyoming. LC Kuro getting the corner booster, going to give him the fuel he needs to try to deflect any play just like that around the corner. Boise State needs to clear this out, and they push it back into Wyoming's territory. They got to feel good with a little over a minute left, but that is still plenty of time for any goal to be scored here in this game. Cosmo Buster is going to hit that back right to Wyoming's territory, and this is a story we've been seeing for a long time, Wayton. It's been in Wyoming's territory for a long time. Boise State really good with that offensive pressure.
Yeah, it's one thing that a lot of people say the best defense is a good offense because you don't need to make any saves if the ball's just on the opponent's half, and they're putting on so many shots, but Wyoming staying mostly collected here.
And that's not to say Wyoming hasn't been making good plays. We're certainly seeing good technical skill from them. It's just that they haven't been able to keep the dominant control in this game. And you'll see that if you keep on applying pressure, eventually one of those goals is going to get through. However, with a miss there by Boise State, that's going to allow Ace Pocket to try to clear this out. OC contests it. The ball doesn't go toward either side. Umbreon looking for the follow-up, and we saw a double commit there from Wyoming. Those are what you normally want to miss in this game. You want to trust one person to single commit to it so that the other person is able to follow up the play. Do too many double commits and you're leaving an open goal. Not an open goal there for Wyoming as a Nebula with a great save there. Wyoming really needs to stop playing defense because they've only got 10 seconds left if they want to keep this alive. Boise State right now just has to be comfortable, maybe score another goal for show, or at this point, just let it touch the ground, allowing Boise State to take game 1 out of this best-of-7 match.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with how well Boise State was playing there. You know, they had so many shots. I bet if we looked at the stats, it'd probably be Boise State probably like 3 times as many shots as Wyoming there. But again, it's series. The reason why these go into series is because both teams have a chance to adapt, and it's going to be interesting to see how both teams are going to change their play style to see how they can do better against the other team.
The one who changes their play style is the one who's going to come out in this match. Boise State Esports, the Broncos versus the Cowboys, in which Wyoming has traveled all the way here to Boise State's Esports Arena to challenge our Broncos, and we'll see how they do tonight. Rocket League is certainly going to be a great foot to start off with whoever wins getting some momentum for the night. And since we're talking about both teams, what are you looking at on Wyoming's half? We have seen great plays from them, great defense, obviously, despite the one goal they got through. What's missing from Wyoming? You know, what's the secret ingredient they need to apply here to come back?
I'd have to say try and cut off the passes. It seemed like Boise State was playing really fast. You know, they were just beating them to the ball, and Wyoming just couldn't keep up with the passes. So if you see someone on Boise State that's wide open and their teammate could try and pass it to him, try and anticipate that pass and cut it off before they can get to it, because a lot of the time that leads to a good counterattack.
A good counterattack is certainly the kind of thing that'll get the crowd energized, and it is not just an exciting night because Wyoming has come here to visit us. We also have some local visitors in the form of Bishop Kelly High School and Mountain Home High School. We're glad to have you with us, and we hope you enjoy the show. Right now, the 50-50 is going to go out in favor of Boise State as they already look to make some offensive play here. Ace Pocket trying to follow it up right now. Wyoming not really contesting. They try to clear it out, but the push is low. Boise State with the offense here. Is there going to be someone to follow it up? OC looks to clear it out. Ace Ace Pocket not getting the redirect that he was hoping for there. Now Boise State is going to look to clear this out and push it back. But Wyoming is now, are they trying to mount some offensive pressure? Right now it looks Boise State is taking it back into their own hands. OC dunks it over LC Kuro right there, looking to go towards goal, and Wyoming has been good in clearing it out every now and then, but they really need to start off on making those plays and following it up to try to get a goal. It looked like it might have gone in there from the camera angle we had in Nebula, and then OC credited with that save right there, but Boise State is continuing where they left off, absolutely relentless in their push. OC looking to clear, it goes high toward Boise State's territory. Ace Pocket looking to clear it there, LC Kuro around, in Nebula pushes it back, now can someone follow up? OC tries to follow it up, doesn't quite get a good touch there. LC Kuro is going to push it around the corner, set it up for somebody. Look out here, this might be Boise State's offensive play if Wyoming doesn't clear it out first. Wyoming still hasn't made that many offensive plays. What's kind of the mentality that kind of gets you into wanting to make those?
You know, it's pretty tough because like you want to make those offensive plays, but that's just the first step. The second step is you have to get the shots on goal and put the shots on goal with power. So there are a few steps behind here. It seems like they're playing to maintain and not get scored on rather than switch that pressure and start applying some goals right now.
I mean, we've definitely seen some teams use that strategy of trying to wait for the other team to make a mistake and capitalize on that. Certainly other teams have been successful against Boise State in counterattacks. Right now, a little bit of a counterattack coming out from Washington. Cosmo Buster misses just to the right of the goal. Wyoming almost had it there to tie it up. Now they are going to look to continue this. Is the Nebula going to be there to follow it up? No, it does get cleared back to Wyoming's territory. And here we are again, almost on an open goal there. That would have been scary if I was rooting for Wyoming there. We certainly have people in this arena rooting for Wyoming, and it's always great when we have people cheering for both sides. Right now, is Wyoming going to give them something to cheer about? Umbreon goes up the side, looks to set this up. Ace Pocket and LC Kuro are both there. LC Kuro pushes it back. OC with a shot on goal. Cosmo Buster with a last-minute save. Wyoming is now making shots on goals and making plays, but as good as Boise State is on offense, they're certainly proving they have a good defense there. A great save there by OC, followed up with a clear. Is going to go right back to Cosmo Buster. Is Wyoming going to bounce this back? Yes, and Nebula with a shot on goal. Wyoming, first goal in that. A lot of people go wild in the arena, and when you've traveled this far, that's the kind of performance you love to see. Right over Ace Pocket, wasn't quite there. I wonder if he had enough boost the way he was traveling. He might not have had the resources he needed to save that.
Yeah, Ace Pocket, it looked like, I think he usually you want to go back post there, but if you don't have a lot of boost, sometimes it's better to go front post in case they just try and sneak it by and you can't reach it in time. So maybe he didn't have enough boost. If he did, he definitely should have gone back post. But yeah, well, I guess we're just going to wait and see if Boise State can come back from this.
Well, certainly the tables have turned with Wyoming now making some offensive plays, and it paid them off with one goal. We're going to see if that gets the kind of momentum. But a shot on goal from Ace Pocket is going to find the equalizer for Boise State. Little less than 30 seconds since we started. Let's take a look at this again on the ICCU replay cam. And Nebula wasn't quite able to get up there to save it. Ace Pocket getting the goal that he was looking for. That means one goal for Cosmo Buster this match and one goal for Ace Pocket.
Yeah, Ace Pocket completely redeeming himself there after being the last defender, unable to make the save from beforehand. LC Koro having trust in his team, he just set that up right for him and he was able to finish it off. But yeah, it seems like this game is Wyoming's doing definitely better this game. They're starting to apply some pressure. It's not constantly on their own half, so it's a much closer game so far.
And sometimes that's just what you need is one game to warm up. LC Koro with the assist from Cosmo Buster. Let's take a look at that again. LC Koro, a pass to Cosmo Buster, and LC Koro just redirects it off of OC. That is brilliant teamwork right there and great technical skill.
That was just the classic give and go. You see Cosmo Buster passing it to LC Koro, who passes it back to Cosmo up in the air, who passes it back to LC and finishes it off. That's a four-man passing play with just two players. That's insane.
Wyoming, the ball is back in your court for you to score, no pun intended. Right now it is in their court, though, in front of their goal, actually, as they look to clear it out. They do toward Boise State. Oh, the goal! Oh, my goodness! Wyoming with an equalizer to tie it up in Nebula, I can barely even speak right now, is credited with that goal. And that's a classic error we've seen from Boise State. Too much committal on the offense and leaving a wide open goal for them to score on.
Yeah, we just saw Ace Pocket once again, the last defender, just wasn't expecting a huge boomer perfectly just below the crossbar. That's hard. That happens a lot when you're on defense. You know, you sometimes it just flies right over your head and you don't expect it.
Right now, can they fly another one over Boise State's head? There is a little bit over a minute left. Wyoming looking at another play here. Else OC to the left of the goal. I couldn't see quite there who's rated. OC trying to get another play there, but not quite. And Nebula comes to race in, tries to push around the corner, doesn't get the contest there that he was looking for. And now Umbreon is looking to continue that play. Gets the demo on Cosmo Buster. OC moves right in to try to capitalize on that. Ace Pocket right now tries to clear it out. A pass to LC Kuro, then to Ace Pocket. Ace Pocket misses it, allowing Umbreon to clear it back toward Boise State's territory. And this is kind of reversal of what we've seen last time, Wayton. Wyoming has been the ones mostly making the offensive plays. Almost there with the goal. OC looks to get a redirect there. Cosmo Buster now to clear it out toward the sidewall. And now Wyoming pushes it back. They have been relentless, Wayton.
Yeah, Wyoming just complete switch of roles here. But wait, Cosmo Buster, I think that was actually an open net. He tried to possibly set it up on the backboard for himself to double touch or to pass it to a teammate, but it just went a little bit too high on the open net, and they weren't able to capitalize.
A great opportunity there for Wyoming. Wasn't able to seal the deal. Right now, just one assist would seal it for them, but looks like we are probably going to go into overtime unless Wyoming can get a shot that they want here. OC looking to keep the play alive. Up around the wall. Can they capitalize on this? It looks like an Nebula there trying to almost, but now we're going to go into overtime. This is golden goal situation. First one to win. The 50-50 is going to come out on Wyoming. Wyoming gets the upper half in that 50-50. Cosmo Buster looking to follow it up with a clear. Pain spawns between all of them, looking to get the dunk on the other. Umbreon doesn't quite get the touch that he wanted there. There it's going to be cleared, but LC Kuro responding right back. OC now looking to dribble this up the center. It gets intercepted by Cosmo Buster. He's going to push it back. LC Kuro looking to follow up, but Wyoming is right there with the defense they want. What is going to seal the deal for each team? What's the team got to do in this overtime, Waiting, to seal it for them?
You know, I'm really not seeing many mistakes from either team. It seems like every time a team scores a goal is from a good outplay, and I want to see OC step up for Wyoming here. He seems to be popping off. He seems everywhere on the field, whether he's passing or scoring for the team or just making a clutch save. He seems to really be playing a huge role for Wyoming.
And Wyoming is also getting a good amount of demos on their side. If they can turn that in, demos can be very influential. And trying to get a shot, LC Kuro in the right place at the right time. OC with the follow-up just gets redirected, and Wyoming is going on a tear. Well, Boise State is usually the ones we've seen shining in overtime. Cosmo Buster with a clutch save there, but Wyoming has just been going bananas here on this stadium. They are putting it right in Boise State's court, saying, we are here to play, and Boise State, you better do something about it, or else we are going to score a goal. And Nebula not right with the touch that he wanted there. That's going to allow Ace Pocket to try to clear it out. OC, as you said, everywhere he needs to be. He pushes it firmly back into Boise State's territory, although he gets demo. That's going to take him out for a couple seconds. And wait, this is the first offensive push we've seen for Boise State. Can they do anything about it? Right now, Nebula in the corner looking to clear this out. It goes high up the side. Cosmo Buster is right there. LC Kuro looking for the assist. OC beats him to it. He's going to push it back to his Boise State's territory. Right now, Ace Pocket has the ball, looking to clear. LC Kuro with the assist. And Nebula comes back to push it back towards Boise State. It goes over to OC. He bucks it around the corner with the follow-up towards Boise State's goal, but that's going to be slow enough, allowing Cosmo Buster to save that. Right now, it is going to see who gets the resources that they need. Is anyone going to come out on boost? We've also seen boost disruption can unseat Boise State sometimes, and this is a long overtime we're seeing right now, waiting over 2 minutes.
Yeah, usually what happens in these overtimes, just both teams are playing very passive. They don't want to be the first team to make the mistake. And there it is!
Cosmo Buster with the follow-up.
Just as I was saying it, Cosmo Buster just putting a shot on both teams. They don't want to be the first one to make the mistake, and in Nebula just unfortunately getting a mistouch there. Cosmo Buster capitalizes perfectly.
Ooh, such a close game. Boise State coming out on top, but it is still not over. This is a best of 7, and Wyoming has certainly shown enough skill to take it all the way. Right now, someone who is joining us in the midst of all this craziness is Jared Baratel Castiglione, a familiar sight here at Boise State Esports. How you doing, Baratel?
Well, I mean, I didn't do my cardio because I knew I was going to be here, and that's probably for the best, all things considered. What a wild ride this game particularly was, able to get here at the beginning of it. And again, I'm very much anticipating the rest of this series between Boise State and Wyoming.
I was just going to say, like, this is such an exciting match before. You know, we've seen a lot of just 3-0 sweeps, but, like, it's so hard to say that's just going to be a sweep after a close game like that. You know, Wyoming, you can really tell they adapted from the first game. They had so much more pressure. In the first game, it seemed like they were just on their heels the whole time, but now it's like, now Boise State's on their heels. And unfortunately for them, they were able to still take the game, but you know that Boise State just has to be shaking.
I wonder if it's because you're wearing a jersey, but every time you talk, something goes right for Boise State. Every time.
Yeah, it's like the anti-caster's curse.
every time I try and speak about someone's play style, it's just like one of the Boise State members just cuts me off with like a cool play or a cool save or something. So maybe it's just the key is I have to keep talking, and they're just gonna they're trying to not let me talk. You know, maybe that's their deal.
You don't have the caster's curse, you have the caster's blessing.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
you're the one person on the desk who's been bestowed with that kind of power. So as we're looking as this game goes on, are you seeing anything in the way of rotations? It's certainly any cracks in rotations we've been seeing on either team. I haven't been seeing that much of it this game.
Well, I did notice that Ace Pocket a couple times. When he was the last defender, he may have like misrotated, gotten a little bit overconfident in his two team members upfield. Maybe he would like rotate front post. So I bet his teammates are probably talking to him right now. Hey, we got to stick to rotating back post. We don't want to get the ball shot behind us. That's like a simple fundamental that we got to get nailed down. And if they can nail that down, it's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, one thing I think they've worked on since the last time we saw them, which was not too very long ago, is the fact that when they go up in the air, they're no longer just conceding the challenge. They're fully committing to going, you know, if I have this boost, I've already committed 50% of it, might as well go for the rest of that 50% for the extra tap.
And right now we see the 50-50 is going to go in Boise State's favor. They push it over to Wyoming's territory. Can they follow up on that? Cosmo Buster putting it in front of the goal. Ace Pocket there to follow it up, and immediately Boise State with a goal.
Yeah, you see Cosmo Buster just putting it across the field. It's so hard to adapt when you're the front post, and then you've got to turn around. Suddenly the ball's on the other side of the field, and you got to defend it from behind. So it's just a tough situation to be on defense for something like that.
One of those moments you're just screaming crossbar and hope someone's there to get you. So
yeah,
a little bit of another challenge here in the middle of the game. Of course, as you see, Boise State taking a little bit of an edge on this one, but Wyoming is sure to answer as well, making sure that Boise State doesn't feel comfortable on the offense the entire time. A little bit of a misplay. A touch here from OC is barely going to miss the net here. Boise State sent scrambling as they do not have the precious boost necessary to defend, but they do so. Cosmo Buster going to send it down to the right side, possibly a right side flank, but no, not an opportunity. A shot on goal from the long side, and a little bit of skew as the angles weren't particularly calculated. You need to bust out that protractor again, Cosmo Buster. And he does do so, passing it over to Ace Pocket. Not a lot of a defense here, but of course a fantastic send away from that goal attempt on the Wyoming side. As both teams settle down, a shot and a dunk from Cosmo Buster. That's from the long ball.
Yeah, we see LC Coral. That's a common passing play. You just pass it off the corner. Cosmo Buster knows exactly what's going on. He's seen it so many times and places it perfect.
I wouldn't count Wyoming out of this, though. They need to get their heads back in the game, dust themselves up, and keep making these plays. We sure have seen Cosmo Buster there with a cheat is going to be able to push it toward the goal. Umbreon is going to be the one to save it there, but it's still in front of the goal.
Wow.
And Ace Pocket again!
Looks like I think Wyoming just like, it was off the kickoffs. You know, sometimes you just don't have boost and the other team beats you to it first. OC looked like he could have gone up for a little bit earlier, but maybe he just didn't have enough boost. Ace Pocket beating him to it.
Two times in a row, both teams, or Boise State using that corner pass, and again, they're known for this 1, 2, even 3-man pass rotation before they even think about committing a shot on goal. And that was almost another one. LC Core going to be responded by OC as the send is going to be back on the side of Boise State. Again, the ball seeing the blue territory for the first time in a long time. Cosmo Buster not liking that, going to send it over. A shot on goal is going to be assisted by
my goodness!
OC did not get rid of the ball fast enough, and Cosmo Buster punishes it.
Yeah, this may have been the first solo play we've even seen all series from either team. Cosmo Buster just coming out. Usually we see the passing plays from Boise State, but Cosmo Buster just like, he's known for the solo plays sometimes. He can pop off and just take on the defense on his own.
It's still a one-tap. It's just a one-tap to yourself.
Yeah, right. If you just pass it to himself. So I guess it was a passing play.
But Wyoming on an open goal here. Do not count the Cowboys out. They are still in this game, much in the same way that Boise State has been scoring on them. Cosmo Buster tries to clear, but OC with a great shot beats Boise State with contest, and a shot right into goal is going to give Wyoming a little bit of fuel in their tank to hopefully get a little bit more momentum in this game. Right now, the 50-50. Boise State knocks it into Wyoming's quarter, and Nebula is there to try to contest. OC is instead going to clear it. Ace Pocket misses the contest there. It still goes back to Wyoming's goal. Ace Pocket is going to get demoed. LC Curl pushes it around the corner. Cosmo Buster is looking to follow up. Here he goes. Misses the touch there. OC again toward Boise State's goal. Ace Pocket gets the save there. So Wyoming, a little bit of a misplay from Boise State there is why allowing Wyoming to get a little bit more momentum here. Hopefully that for Wyoming fans, they can capitalize on it.
A little bit of cheeky play from both as they go for consistent 1v1 challenges. Boise State coming out on top. Cosmo Buster going to go for another attempted dunk. Does not get it, and there's no one to defend except OC, and he does what he needs to send it back on the side of Boise State. And their rapidity to go forward with the immediate change from defensive to offensive makes Wyoming such a terrifying team to play against. The moment that they have any sort of possession or momentum, they go full throttle towards the goal, and that's what they're doing right now.
LC Kuro and Ace Pocket bunched up around the ball. OC is going to keep the play alive by tossing it. Cosmo Buster looking to clear toward the goal, and Nebula with a great play right there is going to contest with Ace Pocket. Ace Pocket wins that one, sends it up the side around the corner. He's going to be looking to set it up. Cosmo Buster again, almost, but he goes off the left post. Now Umbreon is going to dribble this ball back up toward Boise State. Cosmo goes in to interfere. Umbreon is still there, has to collect some more boost, so does not contest that ball. OC is now racing to try to clear this out, and now the rest of Wyoming is looking to clear this out toward Boise State's goal. Boise State is not going to make the same mistake again. They have Cosmo Buster there to contest and redirect it back into Wyoming's territory. Above the goal, looking for the follow-up. Ace Pocket, almost. Cosmo Buster, can he? We see him back in the field, but he is going to take the defensive position, looking to keep clearing this out towards the goal. Can Wyoming save? Yes, OC is right there where Wyoming needs him. And right now, Wyoming, they do seem to have a little... I am going to eat my words there. LC Coro with the goal right there, keeping the momentum alive from Boise State. And that means all team members here have contributed to this match, each of them scoring their own goal.
It's just unfortunate because OC took the boost there from Nebula, not giving them the opportunity to save just a little bit of rotation. You need to commit this boost because Boise State is so cheeky about how they want to go forward. Another shot on goal from LC Coro, but gets deflected by Nebula. And another send here on the right side corner of Boise State. They need to be fearful because 1 minute is enough time to get 4 goals. If Wyoming can get through with the experience to know for a shot on goal, the long ball, Cosmo Buster driving home.
Just Wyoming just getting bundled up on defense here. We see they have enough defenders back, but Cosmo Buster just putting a little bit of a blooper shot, and we see Nebula just getting caught in an awkward position, not able to make the save.
Everybody throw your hats into the arena. That is a hat trick for Cosmo Buster, scoring 3 of the 6 goals in this match. Right now, the 50-50. OC looking to try to make some sort of play to Wyoming. Almost off the crossbar, but Ace Pocket is right there with the save. Now Wyoming looking to follow up. An unfortunate double commit there is going to allow Boise State to clear back.
Oh my goodness!
Just an absolute redirect play for Ace Pocket. We see the passing plays. LC Coral upfield. Ace Pocket perfectly in position. Redirects it with so much power, 81 miles an hour, straight into the center of the goal.
2 hat tricks, 1 round for Boise State. Both Ace Pocket and Cosmo Buster scoring 3 for their own team with 1 minute left. And this is almost just disrespectful towards Wyoming. Boise State is running all over them right now. Less than a minute in. And, you know, Wayton, we've talked about the time that's comfortably left to score a goal, about 30 seconds. Maybe Wyoming just needs to kind of gather their heads and prepare for the next match here.
Yeah, at this point, I've never seen any comeback even close to this. So it's really just about getting that momentum for the next match. They're going to be down 3-0 in the series, so they're just going to try and regroup, maybe adapt a little bit here at the end of the game, see what's working, what's not, and try and regroup for the next game.
We do often see Boise State falter to teams that have a little bit more aggression, as Ace Pocket and Cosmo Buster going for the long shot. But when it comes down to it, when Boise State is able to put their plan in action, they are par near unstoppable. Now, that being said, in this particular match specifically, Wyoming does have a goal, and that's because they were able to expediently get the aggression on their side, and that doesn't mean that they can't do it in future matches.
Well, in those past 2 goals we saw wide open on Wyoming's side, no defense there at all. I would wager then maybe they're starting to tilt a little here, almost off the right post. This has been an exciting match. Boise State has been so dominant so far. As I was saying, I would be wagering that Wyoming, I hope they aren't, but maybe they are tilting here because we are seeing shots like that on just almost no defense for Wyoming here. Look at this again. OC looks to clear, but Cosmo Buster is right there to answer him, and we see a Nebula. It was a wide open net for the 3rd time. Yeah. So I hope Wyoming isn't tilting here, but the best thing they can do is just accept their loss for this round, try to clear their thoughts, and get, if they are tilted, get untilted for the next match. Because with a 10th goal, Boise State with authority.
That was a 1-second goal. There was 1 second at that kickoff, but it just never hit the ground. We see Cosmo Buster going for the kickoff and then redirecting it right in for the 10th goal. That rarely ever happens.
Boise State, Wyoming still has a long drive home to get to their families. You can't do that. You are grounded, as we say. That is just straight up disrespectful, rubbing it in their face with a 10-1 victory in the 3rd round. That was such an exciting match if you're a Boise State fan. Hopefully, I do, as much as, we have the blue colors here and we're kind of biased, unbiased being for Boise State. If there's one thing I like more than seeing our team do well, I like seeing matches go to 7 games. So I do hope very much for Wyoming that they find what they need to come back, because they certainly have shown some skills. They certainly are going to take a little bit of time to do a little bit of a roster change, kind of clear their thoughts, and we're going to give you watching right now a little bit of chance to clear your thoughts after this match. So we'll be right back with our next match in this best of 2nd Rocket League event.
Boise State Esports is brought to you by Game Pants Arenas and Equipment, Omen by HP, and Archon Clothing, makers of official licensed Boise State Esports apparel.
Welcome back. We are currently in the midst of our broadcast. Boise State versus Wyoming all night, and our first match is in Rocket League. We're in a best-of-7 match, and Boise State currently leads Wyoming 3-0. And joining me at the desk is Jared Baratel Castiglione and Peyton Wayton Wilkin here with us. That's almost a tongue twister. Say it 3 times fast.
Both of our names together are monstrosity, to be honest.
I know. That's just too much text there. You're giving production a run for their money. We are actually going to get right into the 4th game here in Wyoming, looking to make a statement as they go right toward Boise State's goal. If you didn't catch our the first half of this broadcast, Boise State just came off of a crushing win against Wyoming, 10-1 in the 3rd match. Wyoming looking to clear their heads here, going to see if they can't get some offensive pressure and make some plays here, because we certainly have seen that they are capable of doing it. Right now, it's going to be cleared back to Wyoming's side, and Nebulon is going to keep the play alive, but it gets redirected back. Umbreon looking to contest the ball, loses the contest there, goes to Wyoming's side. Baynock is going to take out some of Wyoming's own boost, and that is a substitution that we do see on Boise State. Baynock is a player on the 2nd Boise State squad. We have the Broncos and the Busters, and the Busters just so happens to be the squad that Wayton plays for as well.
Yeah.
Wayton, tell us a little bit about Baynock.
Yeah, he's a very good player. You know, he's good to adapt with. He has a good, strong mentality, stays focused and everything. So I don't think we're going to see any issues switching out Cosmo Buster for Baynock. So I think LC Koro and Ace Pocket can work well with him.
To be fair, I do believe Cosmo Buster broke his controller because he was putting in too many inputs. He broke the joysticks off, snapped them clean off. And speaking of snap, you know, when it comes down to it, Wyoming does need to make some snap decisions as to what to correct. This game right now, the last match, did not have this 0-0 tie, and I think when it comes down to it, Wyoming is happy about that. They're not in a deficit, and they still have the opportunity to gain the lead.
They have an opportunity to gain the lead almost off of this play right there, right off the crossbar. Unfortunately for Wyoming, no one there to follow that up. So LC Kuro is going to try to clear it. Right now, Wyoming is bunched up in their own territory, which has allowed Boise State to push this back toward the goal with Baynock trying to get the assist there. And Nebula is going to get the save. Right now, LC Kuro looking to follow this up. Another save there from Wyoming. Boise State still has the resources they need to continue this play, though. Right now, OC is set to contest this off in their corner. Going to push that back toward Boise State and gets the contest off of LC Koro. Can they turn this into some sort of offense right there? It goes to the center. Umbreon plays it above Boise State, but Baynock is right there to answer. Gets the contest with OC. It goes right to the side of each of them. Neither one coming out clearly on top of that one, and Wyoming is going to look to clear this. Again, we've seen some aggression from both teams, though, so far, and it certainly hasn't gotten a goal for anybody, but maybe with a play like this, no, there wasn't anyone to follow that up as well. And that's one thing that I may be seeing in a little bit of a difference from both teams is Wyoming certainly has been good with their offensive plays, but Wayton, I think Boise State has just been a little bit better with their rotations because we're seeing more assists and more follow-ups trying to score these goals.
Yeah, I know. I'm seeing like Wyoming, they seem to be one of those teams that's just like, it's really game by game. You know, we saw game 2, it ended in a really close, long overtime, and then game 3, the game immediately after, it was 10-1. It's just like, what happened? It was a completely different team. It didn't seem like Boise State's play style played any different. So it's really game by game for Wyoming, and it seems like they're playing much stronger this game.
Yeah, it just comes down to, again, Boise State having a formula. They know what inputs they need to have, but the variables are distinctly how much aggression their opponents put up, because as soon as that aggression is entered, just like they are now, there's not going to be an opportunity for anyone to get any goals.
Wyoming even fooled production there as they thought a goal had been scored. Wyoming certainly has a lot of play left back in them, but right now it is over their goal, so they are going to have to clear this out because we see how relentless Boise State can be with the counterattacks, but a good contest there is going to send that right back to Boise State's territory. LC Kuro and Nebula looking to contest, and Nebula gets the better of that. Baynock looking for the save. It is not going away from Boise State's territory. Can Wyoming follow this up? There's a Nebula looking to keep the play alive. Right now, Ace Pocket looks push it back. Umbreon just to the left of the goal with the follow-up by OC. Doesn't get the touch there that he wanted. It's going to go high and in front of Boise State's goal. Wyoming can score a goal here, but no one there to follow it up. And Nebulon just coming in just a little bit too late there. Boise State needs to clear this ball. Boise State has been good in overtime. Obviously, they want to score a goal. But if this goes into overtime, we have seen Boise State flourish in that setting. They have won so many overtimes in the past. But right now, Wyoming is continuing their offensive push against Boise State here. Right now, it's in the middle, actually. But Umbreon is going to continue that up. Now, it all depends. We need to see the other members of Wyoming following up, but no one there. And now Boise State clears this way back over to Wyoming's territory. And now Boise State, can they show it how can they show Wyoming how it's done? LC Kuro looking there with the follow-up, but a good contest there is going to allow a Nebula to try to clear that up, followed by Umbreon back to the center, but Ace Pocket is right back there to answer it. We have only 7 seconds left, but no goals scored, and it looks like we might be going into overtime. An unfortunate miss there might send this into overtime.
Oh, you're kidding me! Wow! Absolutely kidding me! That did not just happen!
Are you kidding me?
LC Koro out of nowhere just gets the 50-50 on with one of the last defenders, hits off the roof, lands right in the goal, and that's how the series is going to end.
That was probably the best play I've ever seen.
What just happened?
What was that?
That's
a
I
buzzer
wasn't even
beater is what
expecting
that was.
It was. I was ready to just say, okay, golden goal time. It's time to go into overtime.
Yeah.
But no, Boise State.
You had the
ending
script
it right
ready
there.
and
I
then
know.
nope.
I got
No,
the
no,
script
no.
right here, and then just toss it as soon
It's
as
not
LC
following the
Kuro
script.
makes
That's
this
not what's
play.
supposed to happen.
I need to see that again. That is at such an awkward angle. OC almost got the redirect there, but that was just such a funky angle. It seemed like it caught everyone by surprise.
Yeah, like I've seen so many games like that, and even I didn't even see that coming. You know, usually I seem like, oh, they're developing a play here, and they might be scoring here or not. But that one, I did not expect that at all. I thought it was like, okay, it's going to pinch off the ceiling. They've got plenty of time to save that. I don't even think it's going in on a fly anyway, and just they proved me wrong. It just goes right in.
LC Kuro was the only one last round who wasn't able to get a hat trick, but certainly proving himself there,
definitely
taking it home.
worthy.
Probably the MVP right there, getting the goal. That surprising goal against Wyoming, allowing them to take this series. Boise State is going to take the victory over Wyoming. The Broncos are able to knock the Cowboys out of the saddle, but maybe they will be able to get back on their high horse. I'm going to stop with the mascot puns right now. We're just going to hope that
Please
Wyoming.
do.
Yes, thank you. Oh, thanks for backing me up there
No
on
problem.
this desk. I
That's
feel so
Glovely's
much
job.
support. Thank you. I'm glad you're taking the role of Glovely right now. But we have got so much more to get to tonight because Rocket League isn't all we have. We still have Overwatch and League of Legends. So please stay tuned. Based off what we've seen in the first round, we've got a lot more coming.
Boise State Esports is brought to you by Game Pants Arenas and Equipment, Omen by HP, and Archon Clothing, makers of official licensed Boise State Esports apparel.
I've been stuck here for days and I can't seem to let you go. You pull me up and I put you down. You gave me love, then I stole your crown. You let me in, then I push